Hey, what's up YouTube? Scotty Tradition, back with another video. Got two cards added to the collection that I want to talk about today, and want to go through with you guys my goals that I made at the beginning of the year, just kind of a goals update, letting you guys all know where I'm at with my goals for the year. I kind of went through the numbers, ran the numbers, and I went back and I watched my goals video, and we'll kind of see how I'm doing compared to what I think I said I should have done to this point this year. So should be fun. Just got back from a great weekend. We spent a couple days in Door County camping with the family, and man, we had so much fun up there. Peninsula State Park, really a great place to camp. If you guys ever get a chance, there's a beautiful beach up there. Biking galore, hiking galore. It's good for the kids. Brought the dog as well. And then we kind of make it an annual thing every year to go up there around this time because it's the peak of the Perseids meteor shower. And there's another state park up there called Newport State Park, and it's a national dark sky site. So you get amazing views of the Milky Way galaxy. You can see so many stars up there. There's zero light pollution. So we've gone up there the last 4 years as a family, and it's very inexpensive, other than the gas to get up there. You just get to lay on the beach for a couple hours at night and check out the meteor shower. We saw less meteors this year. I think we counted 35. Last year we counted 150, which was a really good year for that. But one cool thing we did see when we were up there is the Northern Lights. Something we've been trying to see for quite a while now, but you really got to be out of the city. Otherwise, you're just going to get too much light pollution. They're very tough to see in the city. So to be up there to see the Northern Lights was really a treat, and really glad that we got to do that and observe that as a family. That's just a very memorable thing we got to do. So very excited about that. But I came back and I had one card that I got in the mail, and then I got another card that just came in today. So we're going to go through those, and then we're going to go through the goals update. So the first one here, so there's a gentleman on Instagram who actually purchased a card for me. It was a Skybox Rubies Mark Chimera card, and it was a card that he had been messaging me over the last year probably about, just because I know he collects those 90s inserts, and finally decided to make a deal with him for that card. So I sent that card to him, and we made a deal, and then he sent me back another card, a cool thing from his collection that he thought I might like, which is this one here. It is from Collector's Edge. I believe it's probably 1998, but I'm not sure exactly on the year. It doesn't actually say. But there's actually quite a few cards from this year if you go back and check out the checklist. But this one is of Brett Favre and Steve Young. And the cool part about this card is the game-used playoff ball that comes with the card. So that is really cool. Obviously, the Packers beat the 49ers in the playoffs in 1997. I think it was like 30. I think the score is on the back. 35-14. You can take a quick look at the back. And this was en route to the Packers' second straight NFC Championship game victory. So, unfortunately, they would go on that year to lose to Denver in the Super Bowl. But still just a very cool card, getting the game-used playoff ball there. You just don't see cards like this anymore. Just super well done. I saw there was another one of like Reggie White and Kevin Green when the Packers played the Panthers. That would have been the year prior, I believe. So this was kind of a really cool set around this time. So I urge you guys to check out some of these cards. There's some really nice combinations on that checklist. So I was excited to get that. So if you guys are on Instagram, his name is Sal Has Cool Cards, and he's got some really, really great 90s inserts on there, so I urge you to go check those out. Just a great collection. Super nice guy. He did send me a little letter with the card, thanking me for making the card available and that it will be in a good home in his collection. And then he just, sent me one of these cards. So, in addition to the financial transaction that we made, so really happy to add to his collection. And I think that that's something we forget about every now and again as hobbyists. We want to be able to add to others' collections as well. We're only placeholders for these cards anyways. They're going to eventually leave our collections at some point, whether it be now or 100 years from now. And so if you can add to someone else's collection and benefit them in some way, I urge you to do so. We don't need to hoard everything. There's plenty out there for everybody. And again, really excited to be able to get this card. So thank you so much, Sal, for sending this. I really appreciate it. Not sure if you're on YouTube or not, but I've already reached out on Instagram. Super excited about that. And then this card came in today. A card I picked up a couple weeks ago, and through the eBay program. It just takes a couple weeks to get any kind of card these days. That has to go through their authentication program. But it's a card that was actually on my goals list for this year, and I'm excited I got to cross it off the list. And this is the Close Your Eyes, Packer fans. I should close my own eyes, but I decided to finally pick up this card. The 1966 Philadelphia Gale Sayers rookie card. This card's been on the list that Bart and I have done over the last couple of years for the NFL or the Pro Football Card Hall of Fame list, and this is one of the cards that made the list. So I figured I should add a couple of those cards to the collection, and this one is no different. So grab this in a grade of a 7, and so there is a little kind of surface imperfection right above his shoulder there. You can kind of see that. Wasn't super evident on the scan that I was looking at when I purchased the card. But there's so much else I like about this card that I'm just super happy to have gotten it. Graded a near mint 7, but if you look around, like the centering on this card, absolutely amazing. And the corners and edges and color, it's just super sharp. Let's see if we can get that a little better. There we go. Just thrilled to be able to add this one. It's been on the list for a long time. The butt kiss is also on the list. There's the back. You know, usually these green backs are constantly chipped up and show a lot of white. This back looks amazing. I've seen so many of these cards look so rough over the years. So finally was able to knock the Gale Sayers off the list. This is just a beautiful card. Has to be one of the best poses on a card. Even as a Packers fan, you know, I can admit that. So this is for all my Bears fans that watch. I know there's a few of you guys out there, especially Jack Porter. I mentioned to you a couple weeks ago to keep an eye out. This is the card that I was talking about. So real excited to finally get that one in. Just a beautiful card if you're into vintage football and just classic images on a card. So let's look at the hobby goals. I rewatched the video. It's kind of fun looking back at the video. It's kind of like, okay, how am I doing this year? I was pretty impressed. I'm actually doing pretty good as far as my goals go. So the big overall goals that I had were to spend less money. And so far, we're about 7.5 months into the year, and I have, to this point, definitely spent less than half, even 7.5 months in than I did last year. So I'm on pace there at least. You know, I'm on pace to spend maybe 75% of what I did last year. So I'm happy about that. My second thing was to add less items overall, kind of focus more on quality, if you will. I've added 22 items so far this year. We're 7.5 months in again, so over halfway. And last year I did 50 for the whole year, so on pace to add a few more or less items than last year. And I know last year I absolutely just crushed it in the fall part of the year and the second half of the year. So I'm not sure if that'll be the same this year or not. But if it stays on pace as I'm doing this year, I'm on pace to do better there as well. And then my third thing I wrote was to consolidate the collection a little bit, maybe sell some things I haven't looked at in a while. Of course, that hasn't happened. I barely sell anything. I would love to move some things at some point. I actually do have a few cards listed on eBay that I wouldn't mind moving, but I also don't mind holding on to them either. So I just started to dip my toe slightly into the consolidation part of things. But most of the things I purchase for the collection are so well thought into ahead of time, and they're part of sets and everything, that's the reason I don't sell a lot. The only time I'll sell is if I have a duplicate or if I move out of something completely. That just doesn't happen a whole lot because everything I buy is pretty much intentional. So not doing the best at the consolidation part, but did dip my toe in slightly. And then I made a big list of the things that I would like to pick up this year. So the first thing I put on the list is the Packer Team Hall of Fame rookie card set. So far for that set, I'm just going to bring up my Excel spreadsheet here. I don't think I've actually added anything to that set. Nope. So I have not added anything to the Team Hall of Fame rookie card set that is this year. This is the main PSA set registry that I'm always working on, and there's just nothing available that I need. I'm just at that point of the set where I have as high a grade as I can reasonably achieve, and to go up would cost like 5 figures minimum. So that's the reason I don't go up in grade. I'm kind of at the high point of where I'd like to be. That was the first thing on the list, so have not added anything there, and that's kind of normal. I think I had 2 upgrades last year, and so far this year I've got 0. The Packer Team Hall of Fame Rookie Card Autograph Companion Set. Now that set I'm doing a little bit better on. I've added, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 autographs to that set already. Would have been 7 if that Elijah Pitts auto had passed, but so far added 6 autos to that set. So chipping away at that. Pretty happy with 6 so far. I mean, definitely happy with that. There's some real tough autos in there as well. Especially that Buford Ray auto I was able to pick up earlier this year. That's one I hadn't expected, and really is a big contributor towards that. Then I also have add any like Lake to Lake Packer cards I want. Now there are a few of those I'm watching on eBay right now. They're just way too expensive. And I think overpriced. Or Walker's Cleaners or Matchbooks. These are like the very, very vintage kind of cards. There are actually a few Matchbooks on eBay right now. But again, they're extremely high priced, so just haven't wanted to spend that extra money on those. So that's a no. The Hall of Fame Rookie Card Auto set, that gets a check mark. That's doing well. But the Team Hall of Fame Rookie set gets an X so far, and so does the really old Packer items. That gets an X. And then I talked about wanting to add a 61 Fleer Wilt and or Jerry West rookie to the collection. There's actually a really nice Will Chamberlain that ended last night on eBay in a 5 for pretty reasonably priced, I thought. It was a nice looking one. I ended up grabbing a different card last night, so I didn't grab that one. But that's one I have not picked up yet. So 61 Fleer Chamberlain West, still looking for that. That gets an X. Now the Jordan Love rookie card, that is one I wanted to add this year. Obviously, I don't like to add tons of new players. I like to, have them do something first before I would add on to them to my collection. But I did pick up a Love rookie auto last night, so very excited about that. That'll be the next card that comes in eventually. So I'm going to give that a check mark, even though I don't have the card in hand yet. But very excited when I get that card in. I'm going to be real excited to make that video. Then I had add 1 or 2 vintage baseball rookie cards. Well, that gets a check mark because I added the Stan Musial 48 Bowman earlier this summer, as well as the 48 Bowman Warren Spahn. So added 2 great looking rookie cards for baseball, so that gets a check mark for now. And then I had to add 1 or 2 vintage football rookie cards as well. And then I listed some names like Bednarik, Tittle, Lance Alworth, Len Dawson, Gale Sayers, and Dick Butkus. So actually, with today's edition of Sayers, I've added 3 of the 6 that I mentioned. So doing really well there. I said add 1 or 2, I've added 3. So that's even better than I thought. And then I had add game used patch cards, which I'm kind of always looking for. I did add a really cool Robin Yount, Tools of the Trade, earlier this year. And that has been it for the game used cards. So just the 1 in that category, but that's okay. Those come up every now and again, and you got to kind of be an opportunist when those kind of come up. So I'll give that kind of a check mark, half check mark. And then add a Hank Aaron autograph. I'm constantly on the lookout for these and just haven't found the right thing yet. Whether it be a Playing Days card autographed or a cool like auto with a piece of memorabilia game used. A few of them that I've looked at, I've just not found the right card for me yet. So that gets an X because I haven't found one yet, but I'm always on the lookout. And then the last thing I had on the list was add maybe more movie or TV show kind of cards that I would like, whether it be cards or autographs. And I did add the Seinfeld card. If you look at one of my last videos, the Seinfeld from 2011 Topps American Pie. So was very excited to add that. And there's a couple other autograph cards I'm actually watching online right now, but this is kind of like the way back of the line as far as like stuff that I would like, but I really don't need in the collection. So added one thing. So again, we'll give it like a part of a check mark on that one, but always still looking. So that's been about it. Just a little bit of everything. I've been really excited to branch out. Like all my big ticket cards this year have been kind of outside the Packers collection so far, anyways. But that may change in the coming weeks here as football season starts up again. But very excited to add some more periphery cards so far, like that Benerick rookie and the Stan Musial rookie, and now the Sayers that I just got in as well. Not Packer related, but just great cards to balance out the collection. So very excited about that. So overall, I have to say that I'm doing pretty well on my goals list. We'll see where the rest of the year goes. Hopefully you guys are all doing well, and we will talk to you again next time. Thanks so much for watching.